I have very conflicted feelings about Aqualad. Like, I think he does a lot of good things, but I can't get him to work outside of certain compositions. So, like, I don't know. Genuinely, I just don't know how good he is, or at least I'm not sure. Let's get into it.
There is a difference between you and me. We both looked into the abyss. But when it looked back at us, you blinked.
Hi guys, I'm Garvey here, and this is a DC Legends video. In this video, happy Pride Month. Because of Pride Month, I am going to go over Aqualad. Aqualad, in case you didn't know, is polysexual, therefore dropping him in there with Pride Month. So, first off, I do like Aqualad, but I'm not quite sure. I'm having a hard time figuring out how to use him, right? In fact, I'll just kind of get into his kit just to kind of explain like where I'm having these issues. So let's just go to it. So Hydro Stomp, damage to an enemy, apply 2 strength downs, apply 2 additional strength down per each of the enemy's int ups. Now this kind of confused me at first. However, it seems like it's a very specific skill to deal with like strength-based tunes that are running under Lex or that are running with Hippolyta, for example. So especially Lex, if you have an Arcus, if you have an Azrael, if you have any of those that ramp up really quick, actually came to figure out in a battle that I lost that the strength downs also, when you're converting them in his other ability, and power strength downs count as that as well. So in any case, for any of those tunes that ramp, they're going to get a lot of intelligence ups along with their strength ups. So converting those or applying additional strength ups per int up can be really useful, max 9, but it is it's been hard for me to get it going, but I'll go ahead and get into it. Atlantean Bulwark. Apply damage, immunity, and a 14% true heal to a friendly target, 50% chance to double that heal. Now, I was absolutely wrong about this. I think Jose Calderon, I believe, he commented and we had a little back and forth going where it was like, I was pretty sure True Heal, or I was sure, 100% sure, that True Heal didn't apply over heal. But apparently after using it multiple times, like testing it out, it does. So I was completely wrong about that. Good catch on that one. Which makes that ability so much better to me, and I want to put some more rings into it. However, 1% is still like, but I do want to put some more rings into it. However, that to me makes that ability much better and changed how I was looking at Aqualad. Heavy damage to an enemy and apply 5 bleeds on Waterbearer Mayhem. Turn up to 5 strength ups into strength downs. Remove all intelligence ups from the target. Now this is a two-sided coin thing. This is also going back to that whole Lex. If you have a strength-based tune, like what I just ran into was a Superwoman with running under Lex, and she had empowered strength ups. Plenty of them had already stacked up, and so I used that, and it actually converted the empowered strength ups to strength downs, which was it's like pretty big. And then you also have the removing all int ups from the target. You can see this is 2 ways. You can see it as like, okay, so if there is an energy base or a special damage based tune, if I'm removing those int ups, then they become weaker. However, the other side is that if it is Superwoman that you're dealing with, right, and she has all those int ups, then having those int ups actually makes her tankier against special damage tunes. So if you have a special damage tune and you're trying to get a shot on another tune, removing those int ups can make them more susceptible if they have a lot of them stacked up because of whoever they're running with. So there you go. And then Hide Legacy. 45% chance to reduce Atlantean Bulwark, and that is up to 60% chance when I ring it out. Atlantean's Bulwark cooldown to 0 at the end of his turn, which again, that goes right back to that support role that I was thinking of once I figured out the True Heal actually does lend itself to Overheal. I do like reducing that to 0 and then being able to put out that damage immunity multiple times on multiple turns. Passive ability, at the end of each ally's turn, apply 3 mins if that ally is under 60% if you do it all, if you bring it all out, 55% health, apply damage immunity at the beginning of each teammate turn if that teammate is under 30%, which is a great thing to have in terms of support. If you don't run Overheal, if your team gets into any danger, then they do get some protection and some mins on them, so that's nice to have. Albeit the thing that I have an issue with is that it's at the end of an ally's turn. Make sure, yeah, at the end of the ally's turn. Getting the mins at the end of the ally's turn, the problem with that is that now you have to wait for their turn to come back around before they actually heal themselves and hope that nothing hits them. But then also applying that damage immunity at the beginning of their turn, kind of does protect them, but they have to be under 30% for that to happen. So like that 60%, cool. Just hope that they don't fall in the meantime and those mins can heal them. Under 30%, it's kind of like you'd rather be under 30% health than just between like 30 and 60, which is kind of weird. All right, so in any case, that is his kit. I like it. I do. I just have a hard time finding a place for him. So let's get to the videos. So as per usual, I've taken him level 70, gear 11, into the Heroic Campaign Final Node, Chapter 8, just to see how he works. And fun enough, the animations, I wish they were a little bit better. That one is kind of like weird. I didn't like that one a lot. Funny enough, the way that he worked solo, like I was already doing like the PvP battles just behind the scenes. Usually, not all the time, depending on how my schedule goes, I'll go ahead and do the PvP battles, and then I can just do this video, like this, record this video relatively quickly along the way. But this one, I was having a hard time finding a role for him in the teams that I was using him in. And so then I do this, and I see how well his kit works together, also where I figured out about the overheal. And I see how well his kit works just to keep him alive and to help him survive. And then it also made me think. The reason why I was having a hard time with him is that for you guys, I try to build like different comps just so you can see him working with others, whether he has synergies or not. And given all of the boards that I had, it was very specific who I was gonna have to run him with. There was always a Black Flash, which means I need to put Aquaman in or Riddler in. There's always going to be a Spectre, which means the best way to deal with Spectre is Superboy or Peacemaker or whatever. And so I was running into like the same thing all the time. But as you can see, he doesn't have any AoE attacks, but he definitely deals enough damage to take care of the tombs one by one. And given the damage immunity that he has and the true heal, he's going to end up leaving this battle with like 200% health as opposed to having lost anything really. So I do like the way his kit works a lot. Laying down all those bleeds is awesome. Also wanted to find like a good bleed comp for him to run in, and I did find one. I think that video is going to be the last one. But that is the area that I want to work more in with him, like the one that I would want to refine more, just simply because the bleeds that he lays down, plus being that support that lays down those bleeds, is pretty freaking awesome. All right, so next up, we have Martian Manhunter, Etrigan, and then Desaad. Still love Desaad, and then Aqualad. I can't wait to do Desaad's video. I gotta hurry up and get to it. All right, so we'll go ahead and pause this real quick so I can explain, or try to remember actually. So Aqualad is here because, well, the way I'm gonna try to use him is to neuter Arcus a bit, to go ahead and give him those strength downs, but also I wanna put that damage immunity up. Now the other thing about the damage immunity that's kind of a problem is, if you're running him on a go first team, then he'll put the damage immunity, for example, on Etrigan. Etrigan will get his turn before anybody else does anything, and so then the damage immunity just falls off. A lot of times what I've found is that putting the damage immunity on Aqualad was better because then his turn still needed to come around and it helped him survive because he's not exactly tanky. But if I put damage immunity on anybody here, they're going to use it basically immediately. So now I also have Desaad there to control everything, basically. Go ahead and try to stun everybody. Etrigan is there as the damage dealer. Hopefully I'll be able to take out Spectre first, and then Martian Manhunter is there to make sure that we go first, and the awareness, of course. So let's get into it. So yeah, that's the wanting to put these strength downs, I guess, on Arcus. Nope, I'm gonna put the damage immunity on myself, going a little bit more defensive. Now, buffing like that would have been better if I had Lex running. I'm thinking again that maybe NCUC decided just putting out all those stuns. Didn't even have to use his A3 on the first go around. I'm really wishing that I went ahead and used his A3 there actually. Or maybe the A1 on Spectre. But I was pretty sure that I was gonna be able to take out Spectre anyway. So, Bulwark, back up. As you can see, the cooldown got reduced to 0, so it's back up immediately. But opted to go ahead and take out Spectre while I could. And then once Spectre's out of the way, it's basically easy sledding from here on out. So, he's like the real danger. Take Etrigan out relatively easy. Even though I love Etrigan, he's a beast. Check out my in-depth guide on him. But everything else kind of moves easily and quickly. Putting strength downs over onto Arcus. He didn't even react, which I was surprised by. I thought for sure he would retaliate, but yeah. I mean, Aqualad is there clearly as support, and he's putting those strength downs there, yeah. But not so sure he's shining right there. All right, let's go to the next video. All right, so here, And this is the problem that I have. I hate Black Mask so much when he gives you all those debuffs. But anyway, I'm trying to go first here. I want to use Lady Shiva to one-shot Spectre to get him out of the way as soon as possible. We have a Superwoman there. Aqualad, as I was saying before, he can turn her empowered strength ups into strength downs, which will really, really neuter her and kind of protect us against it, because I have two Mystics here, and Superwoman could very easily take out both of those Mystics on that AoE attack on her A2. Then I have Desada, of course, there for control, and then you have Cheetah there, to get us to go first. And no strength ups from Cheetah will help Shiva potentially take out Spectre one shot, but guess what didn't happen? Spectre did not fall, so go ahead and use the A3, or did I use the A1 on Spectre to try to go ahead and get him out of the way? Still didn't work. But as you can see, all those bleeds are stacked up on him, so smart money would be that. Attacking other tunes right now, getting the stun out there, because he has all those bleeds. He's only going to purge 2 buffs. His health bar is so low. Let's focus on somebody else. But now we have all this buff immunity, and it kind of neuters Aqualad's A2, because I really want to use that, get that damage immunity on somebody, but I don't want to waste the damage immunity by doing the debuff while we have buff immunity. So it made no sense for me to use it for 2 turns. For 2 turns. God, cannot stand Black Mask. Yeah, thankfully stunning everybody. And I took Desad like L3. I really think that his sweet spot is actually L2. But I took him L3 and I took his A1. I have not seen that call assist work yet. I mean, it's only 25% chance, but I have not seen that call assist work yet. Like for real though. So we're almost wrapped up here. Then I will go ahead and get into his stats. And actually I put up on Aqualad, because the worry was that exactly. Now, one kind of tip when it comes to those damage immunities, especially since it's like for a single tune, check the turn meter of the tune that's coming up next. They tend to attack either the weakest, the one who has the lowest health bar, or the one they have the positive affinity matchup to. That's why I was like, all right, I know that that Superwoman was going to attack Aqualad because he's a Mystic, and the health was all over 100. So put the damage immunity on Aqualad, knowing Superwoman was going to attack him. All right, so I'll be right back. So here are the stats. Many thanks to DC Legends Toolkit, DCL Toolkit. Speed, he's 10th. He's basically faster than everyone except the speedsters. I think he's tied for 10th. I don't think there's anyone faster. You have Kaga, who's right at that speed. Red Robin is slower. If I'm going down the list of the speedsters, I think I would probably name them before. But anyway. So HP 74, again, 30,000. He's not exactly taking them to, and there you go. If you look at the agility, is 115, so he doesn't have very much defense against heavy damage, physical damage tunes. So the 74 is even kind of like, in terms of you putting the agility and the HP together, like he has not the most HP, and the stamina means that his defense is low. If that agility was, in the top 20, then that 74th would, weigh a lot more. Strength, 30, he's 32nd. He is a physical damage tune, so we'd like to see him being, top 25, I guess. But 32nd is fine, because truth be told, I am bringing him as support as opposed to the damage. The damage is nice, but not really looking for it. And then intelligence, he is 63rd, making him susceptible to special damage attacks. Not as much as you would think, though. He's about right in the middle, 182 characters in the game. And then crit chance is 93rd, and crit value is 55th, tied for 55th. So, but again, his damage is a bonus. We like the bleeds, but we're really liking the debuffs that he's laying out. If you're trying to put the strength downs and try to take out one of those strength-based tunes or those physical damage-based tunes, or at least slow them down, make them not so terrifying before you go. But I'm not bringing him for damage per se. The damage is nice, but my first thought process is support, get us mins, heals, damage immunity, and debuff the enemy team. So I'm gonna go into the last battle. Be right back. So this is the composition that I was talking about earlier, where I had Aquaman and Aqualad running together. You had King Shark, and then you had Bizarro. Now Bizarro's there as the taunter to protect the rest of the team. Let's go ahead and get the rest of these guys out here. So Bizarro, you just saw Black Flash run by. Bizarro is there to protect the team as the taunter. He is going to also be able to lay down bleeds, which is going to help King Shark ramp. You have Aqualad there as support, damage immunity, and the heals, which I didn't even realize at the time. Didn't even realize at the time. And then you have Aquaman there to deal with Black Flash, of course. And now the idea here is, and I hope I did it this way because it was a little while when I recorded this video. King Shark hopefully open up with the A3, stun Azrael, which is what I used to use him for a while back when Azrael was more of a threat. And then hopefully start attacking Spectre, because the idea here is I'm doing an AoE attack, is very likely that Azrael is going to go ahead and ramp up. So let's go ahead and get into it. So you have Aquaman there. Go ahead and give all that turn meter up to everybody. And then, I don't even know where I went here. Did I lay down bleeds? Yep, laid down a few bleeds. Stun. He also reduces his turn meter by 25%, like Kilowog. AoE attack bleeds from Bizarro. Now, if they do get a turn, which it doesn't look good for him, if they do get a turn, oh, and there's those out of turn attacks from King Shark and those Empower Strength up stacking as they got their turns. Gotta love it. And I put the damage immunity on him just because it seems like whenever I try to use King Shark, he always ends up getting like taken out fast if I don't pay extra close attention to him. So, but yeah, this is all well in hand. Aqualad, I think, is another one of those ones. It's kind of like what happened with Parasite, where I thought like he's kind of disappointing, and I was putting him in different scenarios, and I was saying how well that he was working, and I use him regularly now. Aqualad might be one of those where I have to. He's gonna have more like certain situations I can use him in, and I can bring him out for fun. I think there are better options that I have on my roster that just go along with my style of play better. However, he is good. I think he's actually legit good. So I might have been a little bit too harsh on him in my first evaluation. So thank you guys for watching. I drop these videos every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Please like, please subscribe. If you don't like it, subscribe and hit dislike. I'm okay with that as well. And I'll see you next time.